Hello everyone, welcome to Stampin' Grotto. Today we are going to be making this fairly simple card. It is made using the Awash and Beauty Designer Series paper, as well as some polished pink cardstock, some polished pink ribbon, some rhinestone gems, and some tuxedo black memento ink. The inside of the card is just a piece of basic white, and I have stamped some of the leaves from the True Beauty stamp set that kind of goes with the paper. And I have run the front of the card through this. So this is the Basics 3D embossing folder. So this is part of a set of 3 that is an online exclusive product only, so you won't see these in the catalog. So let's get started. Okay, so we are going to use a polished pink base. This one I'm doing this way instead of this style. So this will flip up like this instead. So my card base is 11 inches by 4 1/4 inches, and it is scored at the 5.5 mark so that we can create our card base. And then I'm going to take a secondary piece of polished pink cardstock, and I'm going to use this to run through my embossing folder. So let's go ahead and do that. So here we have our finished piece. So I'm just going to grab my Stampin' Seal, and I'm just going to put a little bit on there, and then I'm just going to line this up with my edges and push it down. And then I'm going to take one of these pieces of the Designer Series paper, and using my paper trimmer, I'm just going to cut this to 3 inches this way, so the pattern goes like this. And then I'm going to cut one piece to 4 inches. And I'm going to make sure that I cut this middle piece to 4 inches as well. And this is what is going to become this front piece here. So we are going to stamp directly onto this paper. So while I have my trimmer out, I'm also going to grab my piece of basic white, and I'm going to just cut a quarter inch off of this. So if you watch my channel, you'll know that I keep a bunch of pre-cut card bases and basic white cut for card bases and cut for using on cards. So I cut them to 4 1/4 by 5.5, and then I use them for stamping, for die cutting, for inside my cards, for layering. I just find it really, really easy to keep them cut in my stash like that, so that I can use them for different purposes easily without having to constantly be cutting my cardstock. So I also keep a piece of my grid paper handy just so that I can use it for stamping. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my True Beauty stamp set, and I'm going to grab this stamp here for the leaves. I'm just going to put it on a stamp block. And then some of the colors that are in this paper pad are the Mossy Meadow, and I'm just going to use that ink. And I'm going to lightly ink the sides. Just like this, just to give a little bit of added dimension to the inside of the card. So this just kind of helps frame whatever message I want to put in here. So let's go ahead and add this to the inside of the card. To do this, I'm just going to use some of my liquid adhesive. Alright, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my paper snips, and this is polished pink for the open weave ribbon, and I'm just going to cut a piece off this way, and we are going to attach it onto here. Let's go ahead and do our sentiment first. So we are using the You Are a True Friend stamp. So we're just going to stamp this in the tuxedo black ink, making sure that we have it nice and inked. And then we're just going to put this in the center of this white space, just like this. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of the Stampin' Seal on the back. And this is how I'm going to just attach my ribbon. So I'm just going to wrap it around, just like that. And trim off this little bit of excess. So this is going to be what we put on the front of our card. So since we have the ribbon out, we are also going to make a bow. So I am just going to make a bow like this. You can make a bow however works for you. And this will go on here just like this. So what I am going to do is I am just going to glue this lightly onto here like this. So I am just kind of angling it a little bit. And then I'm going to put glue on the back of here. And we're going to try to kind of center this on the card. And you can use Stampin' Seal for this as well. Sometimes it's harder to use the liquid adhesive when you have an embossed piece, but this one isn't super detailed, it's just kind of dots, so I'm just going to use that. And I'm going to use a mini glue dot on the back of the knot of my bow. And I am just going to place that on the center of that. And then to finish off my card, I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool and some rhinestones. And we're just going to place them around the card. So I'm going to put one here. Here, and here, and here, and here. So we now have this finished card, and here is the inside where we are able to write our whatever it is that we want to write to our friend. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. I know this one was kind of simplistic, but it's actually kind of nice if you're in a hurry because this one does come together pretty quickly. They're also really easy to mass produce because you can emboss fairly quickly, and using the designer series paper makes it pretty quick to cut all of these to matte. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and as always, if you are interested in seeing more, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I will try and make sure that I link all of the products that I used in the description below, so if you are interested in making these yourself, you will be able to purchase those through my online store. So, thanks everyone!